Does this mic work?
Then fuck that mic!
And you're sure this is going to work?
Well, we did it before when we were in that hotel room.
Suck on blur.
When we were in that hotel
Suck
room
on blur.
together. So it's proven.
Does anyone know what episode it is? That was a
9?
pop quiz.
9.
I think.
It's 19.
Nine.
It's
I
episode
think
19.
17
Shut
and
up,
19,
Will.
yeah.
It's episode 19. I edited the thumbnails. It's episode 19.
It is 19.
I really can't be wrong about this.
I've listened to every podcast.
Have you actually?
No, you've
I
not.
promise you I have.
Fucking liar.
Promise you I have.
Really?
More
I
episodes than
actually
me.
have.
He's not.
No, I promise you I have on Spotify.
Actually, I've listened to every single episode.
I didn't know there was 19.
I have, because I've either been
Are they
there or
all on
listened to it.
Spotify?
18.
19.
19.
Ask me any question.
Alright, what score did we shoot today?
No, well, I'm
Oh, we
not,
can't say.
well, that's not about you. That wasn't on the podcast, was it?
Go on, Jake.
Welcome to the Golf Supply Podcast, the number one best podcast about golf in the world. I'm joined here with Ash and Westy from the Golf Supply, Wilbur from the Golf Supply, and
Hello.
Jake from the Golf Supply.
Probably before we continue. No, we'll get into it after. We've got a few topics, which is more in-house topics to discuss. A few golfy topics. No, actually, go on, Wilbs. Just this is your first time properly on camera.
Everybody
and
haven't seen the videos. I'll introduce him, then you can give us a little bit of a...
Yeah.
And I want like an in-depth breakdown of
Yeah,
the previous work history, life
Social
partners,
security number.
sexual partners. Just if you can go into absolutely everything from a young age to now, sports that you're into. We can prompt you for a few bits. But everyone, we've got a new person who's joined the team. You might have seen him in recent videos. If you've watched any of our recent videos, it is Mr. William Barford. We call him Wilbur. He is our second videographer onto the channel. Let's all give him a round of applause, a team round of applause.
Welcome to the team.
It's been a pleasure to have you.
Cheers, guys.
And very, very happy to have you, actually, as it goes.
Yeah.
We did say that last time, but go on, Wilbs.
Me and Westy have harped on, sorry, just before we get into it, for so long saying that our golf will drastically improve when we get off the camcorder.
got worse.
And it's got worse. But Will, let's start off, mate, with how old are you, buddy?
I'm 22.
Great age. Oh, sorry, Graham.
A year out of uni. I did photography.
It fooled me.
Not very well, but good enough. What do you boys want to know?
Well, I suppose, first of all, we can keep it Golf Supply orientated and themed. Whereabouts did you first see or hear about the Golf Supply, and then what video was it that made you apply?
So the first video I remember seeing was the Break 50 with Bullard at Brockett.
He's a new gen.
New gen, yeah.
And it was a Golf Life video. I just put on as background noise, and I never really listened. It was background noise. I was on my phone. And I remember seeing Westy like, fucking hate this camera. I don't want to carry this camera. Like,
Are you just saying that? Are you making that up, or did I say that?
That you
You
did
said
in the
it.
buggy.
You said it. You're like,
Oh,
I
really?
fucking hate. It was the camcorder. You're like, fucking hate carrying this thing.
Yeah.
And like, so I just, I think I found your email via your website. Sent you an email explaining like what I do.
We have got a website.
Oh, yeah, no, we
I like explained
that
my
was a
situation,
statement.
blah blah. And by the time I'd copied and pasted the same sort of message into your DMs.
I thought you were going to say to someone else. So.
Yeah, to
No.
four brothers.
Fuck no. Ash had already replied. 5 minutes later, we're on the phone.
Well, I must have been on my phone at that time or something. I wasn't that keen.
It was fucking
What was the
cute.
subject?
Refresh.
What did you remember the subject bar? Did it say like videographer of application or something
Probably
like that?
like, I just can't remember now. You
Something
probably
along
can't.
them lines or not?
I'll
Video.
try and find it as we...
And I wrote a really well written. Well, no, not really well. Just a well written.
Did your mum do it
email.
or did you do it?
No, I it's not
Yeah.
that well written. But then Ash was like, "All right, geez, give me a call." I was like, "Oh, all right, sound."
Yeah.
And then it went from there. That was 3 days before Ballers with Cole Buxton. I was supposed to be working at my other job, and then Ash was like, "All right, just come to that." So I did all I could to get that day off or swap whatever. And we haven't really looked back.
No,
We haven't at
How
all.
long ago was that now? It was only like 3 weeks
I
ago.
just
4 weeks
think
ago?
Wilbs, and you'll see as we go forward. Probably you'll see more in the travel vlog because we want to be. You know what we're like here at the Golf Supply. We're more of a team. It's not just like, okay, like cool, we play golf, and like Wilbs actually does play golf. But like, I feel like in the travel vlog as well, you'll see everyone a bit more. We want to do a bit more stuff as a team, and that. So you'll see Wills as you go along, and you'll see that the dynamic's good. He fits well. Completely different, I would say, to.
I've got the email.
But similarities, but differences, and I feel like you are a good fit. You slot in quite nicely with how you are, even though like you're posh twang and your little bits and bobs, but you fit nicely in. Like JK's like bratty ways fit in, but like, there's a place for you in them trades.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's really
But
nice.
hey, listen, we listen and we don't judge, and we're going to get into that in this podcast. Podcast titled "We Listen and We Don't
I don't
Judge."
think that'll do very well in numbers, but we'll call it something else. We'll find something to call it. Maybe we should talk about some other.
Do you want to hear the email?
Please.
Hi boys, saw your video with Golf Life looking for a cameraman as such. I finished uni last year and working at a golf club now. Study photography at uni, so I'm good on a camera. And I live in Hertfordshire and can drive, so could be a good asset to you boys. Would love to talk more about it with you boys. You boys to me twice there. Wasn't that good of a written
The punctuation is a lot better than the way he's reading. I just don't think. He
No,
can
it's
read.
not. It's exactly. I'm stopping at full stops, and it was a mess email.
Well,
That's what I kind of liked about you. I thought he was a bit rough around
was
the
it?
edges.
Alright.
Yeah, I
Well,
like
it's
that.
photography, not English lit.
No, but
Yeah,
we're all we're massive
Yeah.
supporters of SEN departments.
And like,
and
we
stuff
didn't
like
we
that.
didn't mind the spelling mistakes. That
Yeah.
was all right.
But
We,
spelling mistakes.
it's just because I think your iPhone didn't autocorrect.
Yeah. Would love to talk about it more with you boys. Have lived and breathed your channel for the last year now.
Oh,
That's
glaze, heavy
That's
glaze, heavy glaze. Always was.
Westies, come on, leaps and
Yeah,
bounds.
that's
Oh my
bollocks. There's no
God.
way.
Zip is.
What do you mean?
Yeah, all right.
And then it's signed off with Will.
That is my name.
Wait,
Yeah.
Will.
I just thought. Well, I don't think.
Hey,
I
listen.
don't think I proofread it.
And
I
you're
didn't
here-
expect it. Anyone to read it.
And
to
how
be honest,
quickly
but
did Ash
we weren't
respond?
desperate. It was just a good application. We thought.
How quickly did Ash respond?
By the time I could copy what I'd wrote in the email, as I clicked send on Instagram, pasted it.
All right, well, we're desperate.
got
Fuck
it,
me,
yeah.
mate. We've been
But
looking for a while.
Ashley's like one of them anomaly people that has email notifications on, don't you?
No, so
Yeah,
do
of course.
I.
Pop up, yeah.
Yeah, I replied just as quick
Oh, I
after
don't.
that.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I remember the email coming through because it actually, because you applied, you sent the email through the website. I thought someone had just purchased the no ratters that were actually sold out. I thought someone had purchased. We've got a few of the t-shirts left on there because it come up through like a website email.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
clicked on it and it was like, oh, this lad Will's.
I'll
applying
save
for the
you.
role.
I'll send it.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
that's how you
welcome,
applied.
Welcome, Will.
You'd come across us off the back of Bullard. That's great to know. The videos are obviously doing well. Without Jimmy, what is your educational background?
What GCSEs have I got?
No,
Did they spell fudge?
educational background. Like obviously you've said you live in the Hertfordshire area. We doesn't have to go into specifics of that. But
Went to primary, like a normal primary school.
mhm.
Went to a different school to try get into a school that my brother went to. But I
Private
was
school.
too for that, so I didn't get in there.
Ooh.
Then I found
I
a
don't know if
school.
we
Oh,
can
hang
say
on. Gonna have to stop you right there because we.
Is that not allowed?
You'll blub that. You'll blub.
HR's
Yeah,
called you up
yeah.
on that. Oh, but we would allow
Well, I wasn't
it. just-
smart enough
Yeah.
for this school,
Yeah.
but I'm
That
glad,
seems to be a better way to put it.
glad I
Yeah.
didn't go there anyway because the school I did go to is way better.
Mhm.
Went there and then just went uni.
And it was an all boys school.
It was, yeah.
And what was that like?
It was class. I boarded in Lower.
And you boarded.
I boarded. No, I got the train. So it's about an hour away from my house. So I got the train.
What
from-
platform is that?
It
5
was.
3/4.
It was
Five and-
always platform
5 and a
4,
half.
Thameslink line.
Yep.
Know it?
You go for the wall or not?
The wall?
Yeah. The one in between the platforms.
You
brick
talk
one.
about Harry Potter a lot. You call
Oh,
me Voldemort. You say you have a Muggle job.
Yeah.
I've got no
That's
idea.
about
I've
it,
never
actually.
watched Harry
But
Potter.
Yeah,
that is
but
a
you
lot.
do look like Voldemort.
That's a lot of Harry Potter
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah,
That.
well, no, you don't look like Voldemort.
I don't think
just the
anyone-
head on the back of the professor in the first one.
The growth.
As
I've
you were
never
saying,
watched
Will.
Harry Potter, but I have been to Harry Potter like studios.
Yep.
I had no idea what was going on, obviously. Yeah, and then 3 years.
Half blood.
3 years I got the train, and then I boarded for the last 2 years of school. It was
Nice.
class. Just like living in a house.
So you
with
just
all
come back
mates.
at the weekends?
I'd come back on a Saturday night, go back Sunday night. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it was class.
Did your parents want that for you to board?
Yeah, well, they were like, "Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah." So that was that,
And you boarded.
and I boarded. I did that.
Does there tend to be more gay people in an all boys school?
Oh, I remember growing up. There's always this thing people said. It's like, "Oh, 1 in 3 people at boys' schools are gay." And
Is
it's
that
like,
How
true
would you
or
not?
identify
No.
a straight person at a boys' boarding school?
trying to kiss everyone.
What do you mean?
How are you going to figure out? You said there's more gay
The
people.
lads that aren't
but
kissing each
you're-
other, I'd probably say the
Yeah.
ones that are
Yeah, but
maybe
they
straight.
might just be gay.
ones
people,
not
like,
behind
you
the-
can't figure out something.
Well, no, probably the ones not behind the bike shed.
Yeah, but no, but that's weird. That's a weird
Yeah,
thing
but no,
to say.
but
because
Vicky Patton.
you're only going to see gayness at an all-boys school.
What?
When are you going to
No,
see
you're not.
Whoa. I'm going to have to cut that out.
Yeah.
No, when are you going to see a man kissing a woman at an all-boys school?
Well, out of school time.
We're
of
out of
school.
school, right? Yeah. So there's going to be more gayness in a all-boys school because you're never going to see a man and a
Yeah, but
woman
there's
kissing.
men. There are men that can kiss each other at a mixed school.
Yeah, but you're only
You've missed the
seeing-
mark so much.
Oh, that
No,
is-
keep going though, because I like you digging holes.
No, I'm done. It's so easy to figure out, and someone will comment.
We like it.
I love it. I just love that
No, I know
you're all
what you're
seeing like
trying to
a
say,
real
but it doesn't-
version of Jake. No, see these outbursts, like these really extreme
It's what we
anger
Jake's been bad
outbursts.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really.
We
I'm
delete
glad,
all the
Thank you,
Ash-
glad
Will.
you've picked up on that.
we delete all the Ash outbursts from the record. So
Yeah, because the stuff he says can't be
Yeah.
posted.
No, I'm
It's kind
glad
of
you
smart,
just.
actually.
I'm glad you touched on that as well.
Well, it's on
I've had-
GoPro today.
Yes.
Never.
Who's editing? Oh, thank God we discussed the editing
Yeah.
procedure. Well,
I missed a bit here. I don't actually know what you're talking
Remember,
about.
we speak and we don't judge. So.
let's
Should we
just
go on to that?
let's just lead into that segue. Something I feel like we've had niggling.
Segue.
Let's
We
segue into that
this
lead.
morning sat down for breakfast and we're meant to film our third instalment of our favourite series, but the country is against us and the weather sort of done us. Anyway, so we filmed a record this morning at Centurion. We sat down for a nice spot of eggs, and I don't know how it started. And we were like, let's go around the table and just tell each other what we think they do good and what jars us.
And I think everyone had a go at me. And then once we
Oh, here
decided
we
to
go.
get
Yeah.
Victim mentality.
Well, so I said, look, listen, let's just save it for, or someone, I don't know, let's save it for the pod and we can listen and we don't judge. So, if you're listening, strap in. The Golf Supply as a 4-man team now are going to go around one by one and tell each other what they think they do good
It's a terrible idea.
as Golf
This is a
Supply
terrible- Let's start left.
people
Let's
and
start-
what
We're
they
not
don't
starting
do
left.
good.
Let's start with oldest to
No.
newest. Do you know why? Because they're going to be really excited to hear what the OGs have to say. But let's start with the
No,
new
we'll
people.
go last.
Yeah, we had.
I think we
Right.
start how we
Well,
did this
well,
morning.
To be fair, we're going to go in order of joint GS,
Yeah.
if you will. And you did join last, so
Yeah.
you're going to go to your right.
So how does this work? So
For
what do
all
we?
of you.
So Wilbs is going to go to me first, I'm to his right, and he's going to tell me one thing I do good GS-wise and one thing I do bad. Then he's going to, one thing you're good at and one thing you're bad at. Then
So
he'll
he's
say
going to
about,
say all three of
yeah,
us,
all three of
and
us.
Then he'll try and think
And
of
then
something
and then
I'm
it will
bad
come to
and
go
we're
to-
not allowed to rebuke it.
we
I reckon
we
you
listen,
can't say a word.
at. Can
we
we at the
listen-
very end all just start reviewing at the same
we
time?
listen, but we don't judge.
Court.
Like once we've done everyone's, then
Yeah.
we're
So
allowed
you
to
don't
review it.
judge, but can you? Is the responses allowed to
Nah,
it or
nah,
no?
Well,
no.
we'll go one at a time. No, response initially no. Let Wilbs go through all three people, and then each person can
That
have
gives me
20
time to think about it
Each
anyway.
person can have,
Well, don't
20
try and
seconds
Put
to-
baby in a corner. But
and then JK will go because he's next, and then it was me, and then it's you.
why are you clenching your
I'm
mouth
not.
like that?
I'm not.
Right. Okay. Wilbs, one thing I do good, Golf Supply wise. Be like, we don't have to hold back here, do we?
Is it like? Okay.
Think about some of the stuff.
Westy puts on a big front that he's, especially when he's with Ash.
Is this the good thing or the bad thing?
Is this good? No, it's good.
Oh,
it's good. It's good.
It's
Oh.
Yeah. I think he likes to think he's a big bully, but when you're just walking down the fairway, just you and him, he's actually. This is going to be the last time you're ever nice to me. Now, but he's
That's
actually
so
really
real.
nice
That is so real.
and very welcoming. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? Am I a bully on? Oh, sorry.
What was
No,
the good-
you're not.
What was it? Was that like a backhanded
Yeah,
compliment?
what was
that?
Yeah.
It's hard to not talk about that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ash.
No, it's one bad thing about me now.
Oh, is it? Oh, we're not doing all good, and then
It's one good, one bad.
one bad. You're driving, mate. If in a professional setting, because you're doing it, you're getting paid to play golf. So technically, it's
Oh, I thought you
professional.
meant actual driving.
No, not your car. Well, that's not great. No, but your golf driving.
Yeah, it's so weird because I beat you off gross. But we're going to another time.
You can't. You listen and you do not
Yeah.
respect it.
You listen, you don't respect it. Yeah,
You listen
you're
and
right.
you
I
respect
don't.
everything that's to say.
Okay, so my
And thank you for your input there. Will.
yeah, you know what, Will? Thank you, and I will endeavour to.
So
be
just to
better.
recap, it was he's nice. What was it? What does that have to do with walking down the fairway and a GoPro? I got lost in that.
He's a well wholesome, but off camera.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
And then as soon as the GoPro comes on, I'm getting slated. But it's fine.
Yeah, well, only
Right,
about me.
okay, got you.
yeah.
Now I'm
Okay,
with you.
over to Ash.
No, I'm just thinking.
You've thunked.
I've
Say what it
thunked.
is.
One good thing that would be easy enough. You can take a minute. This shouldn't take too long. One good thing.
You're very upbeat. No, like
I'll take that.
we're talking in a professional setting.
yeah, it's,
you're like
we're
easy to work
colleagues.
with.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
like, wait till I get to him. No,
Carry
like,
on, Will.
I'm sorry.
This
GS
is nice.
related. Some people, you point a camera at them. My job's very easy, but for you, I'm saying, some people you point a camera at them. You have to get stuff out of them, but you do it all for. You basically do my job for me.
That's emotional. Thank you. A bad thing.
Bad thing,
You can take as much time as.
because if your golf's bad, it's bad. If that head goes down, it's
We're thinking more
fucked.
personality-wise.
We don't
Is
have
this
to
GS or-
personality? The bad
No,
one.
we changed the rules.
Oh.
Okay, well that's a bit more personal.
So we like.
If you're not playing top, which isn't very
Mm.
at the moment from what I've seen,
Then I'm not that
then
upbeat.
their head goes down and I feel like it's hard to get you going again.
Okay.
William, thank you.
That's
Sure,
all right,
William.
Michael.
William to JK, good and bad.
Good or bad?
Both.
JK was very welcoming when I first. It's a bit of like a.
It's such a cop out. Say
Cop
something
out?
real.
He
I can't
actually.
disagree.
Okay, yeah. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable people I've met when it comes to cameras and stuff. I thought I was pretty good. Thought I knew my stuff, but
I feel like he hasn't met that many people now.
no.
Maybe I'm just
I
imposter.
don't think there's a right answer.
Say
here.
more.
Is there
Say
a
more.
right answer here?
No, say more.
No, this is your
No, it
opinions,
is your
mate.
Do you want a personal or professional?
No, I like what you're
Well,
saying.
no, but these two are just like you're
Yeah,
fucking
sorry.
up the whole thing. It's
It-
you
it-
speak and you don't respect it.
It can be. I mean, you don't know us on a personal level. You'll probably know us better after like a trip abroad. But like, yeah, if you want to go professional, that's fine.
Well, we did say.
I like
that's what I
that. Thank you
wrote.
very much.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Right, it's my turn to say.
And I got
No,
a bad
no,
thing.
He's got
It's
to do
not
a
a bad
bad
thing.
I
thing.
think it's my.
No. I was informed yesterday that I didn't get told when I was being bad at my job. I'd rather be told straight up.
Oh, that is true. You
What
did
happened?
withhold it from him.
What happened?
That's alright though.
What happened?
Because
Can
technically,
we talk about that real
What
quick?
happened?
Shaky
is that
hands.
definitely recording? Because I just got
Yeah,
weird,
you
like,
speak. Yeah,
PTSD.
you speak and you don't judge. What happened?
It was a Golf Clubs Clash video, and it was about 1 degrees, and I had shaky hands.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
And JK told me before you, didn't he?
yeah. But that's fine.
I did, and
I
I should
know
have been
now.
honest with you. My main thing is that
That's
I
a bit
just
harsh.
felt like I wasn't really in a place.
It's you
to-
speak and you don't judge. None of us have rebutted it.
Yeah, no
I'm
excuses.
not
You
rebutting
don't,
it.
you
I was
don't get
just-
to
I was
respond
just trying to
yet.
make
You
it-
don't get to respond yet.
Okay.
I'll start with Ash.
Yep. No,
Jake.
it's Wilbur first.
Oh, is it? Okay. Wilbur, you. Oh, I can't say that publicly.
What? You can.
No, you
No,
can
I
say
can't.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to say that.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it. See
What?
it.
Say it.
Well, you are my my favourite videographer that I've worked
Ooh.
with.
That's nothing wrong with that.
They're not gonna
Oh.
like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I know.
There's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
but I
Who
just
else have you
started
worked
shots at everyone. Well, let's not start. Just digging me a hole.
Well, who's second
Who
and
else have you
third?
worked with? Tell me.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. No,
And then a bad thing.
not much right with it, but
I haven't known you
Yeah, I
long
don't like
enough.
this bad bit.
I haven't known you long enough. Oh, I
Parkinson's.
know. I think this bit's good. It will get good.
Parkinson's.
It could. It has. It's kind of got to be the shaky hands, to be fair, because they're gonna say you're Tash.
Condition.
It's no, it was cold.
No,
so
it was
yeah,
cold.
that's not that deep. Yeah, just shaky hands sometimes. But like,
we listen.
we can fix
I've
that.
listened,
I had
but-
shaky hands when I started, didn't I?
I can't
No,
No, I
yes,
can't remember.
that's perfect. Okay, so Westy now. I was actually gonna say what he said about you in a nice way. The same thing.
we can say it, but you might explain it differently.
Was just like
Such a
Even
creep,
though,
honestly,
like-
you make me feel sick.
if the group chat's going like ham and we're all like criticizing the fuck out of each other and like just like proper like drilling into each other like after like the smokes
Love your
after
work,
the
though.
smoke's cleared, you'll just like hop in with like a little message or a phone call and be like, it happens.
I've
Come-
never got.
come over. I'll make
I've
you a
never got
drink.
that message. What's it?
Well, no, because you
You
haven't
haven't fucked
been, you
up
haven't
yet.
been shit on. Well, yeah. So that, and then a bad things. It kind of relates to Ash's bad thing.
Here we go.
Bad things. Westy's bad thing. Oh, I don't know. I just think.
it's so hard.
I just think I'll sound like such a prick when I say it. I just think sometimes you're like. I just think sometimes you don't actually believe what you're saying, and you just heard Ash.
Right.
And I'm like, so I'm like, do you actually feel that way? And because sometimes you'll come up with something, and I'm like, that seems reasonable, and then you'll come up with something, and I'm like, I don't feel like that's you speaking. That's what, you know.
What's an example of that, though?
I don't know. I actually can't think of one. But just like when we're all getting heated,
So like,
sometimes I'm like, I actually don't.
Summarise what his negative would be then, because that's kind of vague.
Like, I feel maybe potentially sometimes you lack forming your own opinion, but I could. That's objective because I could be wrong. I know, but I could be wrong because there's no way to prove that.
I know what you're talking
There's
about.
no way to prove that. So I'm not going to say it like
I think I know what you're getting at.
I'll be like, that's like very objective. But
I think I know what you're getting at. But
right,
yeah,
that's everyone done. So then it's on.
Yeah, this is not a bad idea.
Right.
I actually said Ash's good thing, but I'm going to have to say it again because
Yeah.
it is like my favourite thing about
Ash.
is that like no matter like what is actually going on inside the golf supply or like outside the golf supply, like you will be the one to make sure that the things happen like at all costs, whether you need to like lie or whether you need to lie
What colour's that
or
tea?
deceive or steal, like you will do anything or like break in somewhere. You need to.
Things like Eddie Guerrero, he lies, he cheats, he steals.
He lies, he cheats, he steals, but he does it all for the golf supply. So I just have massive respect for that. Like it's like 100%.
Do we have time for this next segment?
What's the ad reads on today's podcast?
I was really trying to think of my one thing. Maybe this would be a good time to put the ad. I was really trying to pick and choose what my one thing should be, and I think the one thing that's really been bugging me today, and it actually hasn't been present today, I really don't like when...
Right, well, I think this is just a great time for an ad read, really, isn't it? Before Jake destroys me, tears me a new one, and pulls apart all of my apparent flaws, Golf Travel Centre, the legends over there, have given us another golf break deal to tell all of you about at home. It is heading out to Marbella, the Estepona area. If you haven't been there before, the golf is great, the nightlife and the food is even better. So it's the perfect trip if you want to take the missus and the family out there, or if you want to go out there with the boys for a bit of a boozy golf trip as well. There's 2 offers on at the moment. You have got the first one, which is all-inclusive for 3 nights, 1 round at Antalya Golf Course, and then the second round at a choice of your own, Antalya Nu, Valle-Romana or Marbella Golf and Country Club. Secondly, you have the May offer, which I think is ridiculous value. It's £285 per person, half board for 3 nights. First round again at Antalya Old Course, but the second round you can choose from Antalya Nu, Los Acreros, Santa Clara, Valle-Romana, Marbella Golf and Country Club, or you can pick San Roque. And just let me give you a bit of an insider look at this. Book that golf course for £285, play San Roque as the second course, and that is your full value of £285 per person in 1 round of golf. Head over to Golf Travel Centre's website to get booked onto this trip. It is extremely cheap and good value for money. Let's hear what Jake's got to say about me, shall we?
You have a dispute about something, about a video. So I edit some of the videos for context, and I hate when Ash has a dispute about something, and rather than putting the clip in the chat and being like, what do we think about this clip with no context, he'll be like, guys, doesn't this look shit because of this and this and this? And it like forces, like it gives a very unbiased opinion from everyone else, because I know if he hadn't have mentioned that thing, they wouldn't have been looking for that thing and they wouldn't have noticed.
I think I've got off lightly there.
But that thing, there's like, I'm going to be in the car on the way home and think of so many bad things.
I've got off lightly there.
That is like the thing that's come to mind today. So
Okay. JK, we respect your opinion, and we don't judge.
And we don't judge.
Thank you for your time.
That's okay.
Right, Will. My good thing about you is I think you're slightly not, but are ditzy and just very. I just think you're very easygoing, very chilled. It's not. I don't think you're ditzy, but you come across just. It makes you extremely chilled and very. Where you're so easygoing, you just have slopped. You've slopped into here now.
Arnie slopped.
No, you've just you slipped into here. You take everything like me and Ash. I feel like could be quite hard to work with at times because of how we are. And I feel like.
Sorry, we don't judge.
And I feel like it took JK. I do think it took JK a little while to get us. But like if we say like. Do that, but we're joking. Like, do that, boy, or grab that. Like you'll
do that, boy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but you take that in your stride, and you're like, right. I know already. You've clicked that we're not taking the piss, and we're like joking with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty easygoing. Not much really bothers me.
Negative would be, sometimes. So
I actually know what it is.
It's going to be horrible.
no, it's not. No, your only negative is like sometimes you're in your own world.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I catch myself in my own world.
Yeah, which
Oh,
you admitted.
fuck.
Like, sometimes you'll forget what's going on. You're sort of like because
Feel the
I feel like you're just taking everything in
I can't even argue it. Can I?
outside of there, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm back in the room. You exit the room,
Mm.
and we have to prompt you to come back into the room.
Yeah. I'd say 4.5 hours is a long time to concentrate.
It is.
Yeah, no, it is.
But you're only filming for half of that, like the cameras and stuff.
Not even half.
We look and we don't judge.
Yeah. So don't
Yeah,
look.
you're right. I'll shut up.
Ash, your
I'm scared.
positive is you genuinely motivate me. You're one of the most driven people I know. You're very hell bent on. You motivate me probably just the way you are. Help me be more motivated. So I would say that you're just extremely driven and very passionate, and it's very what's the word?
Contagious.
Contagious, and it just makes me extremely.
I hate to butt in on my own.
No, but it makes me extremely passionate, and it's not just the golf supply. It's just a lot. Yeah, and you're a very good friend. You're very
That's very
similar
nice,
to me, but
Michael.
you're a very
And?
good friend. Your negatives.
Just Tiv.
Your
We'll just go with negative.
your negative is pretty much it works into the positive as well, where you're so driven and so motivated by things. Sometimes and without you, nothing would get done effectively. And I'm happy to.
I
admit
don't like
that.
how positive as negative is.
No, but like sometimes it's fucking annoying. Like sometimes it's too much, and like I know for a fact if we could all just breathe, or like say us, like sometimes I'm like you're doing my fucking head in, like you do my head in, and then like 20 minutes later I'm like, yeah, but it's for the good of like, so it's like the positive is the
I
negative,
agree
and the
with that,
negative is the, but yeah,
I agree with the positive.
the
as well.
positive outweighs the negative,
Yeah.
but like sometimes it can really do my head in, personally, and it infuriates me when you go on them like.
Rants.
Sometimes you throw your toys out and you're like, we just got to get this done, which we have, and we know we have. But I feel like you think we're just walking around in mud. Yeah, should I stop there? Or should I continue?
Yeah, I think that was long enough.
JK, you're positive, like you are the bollocks on cameras. Whatever we give you, camera, high zoom, I feel like anyone we bring on board, including Will, and anyone in the future we bring on board could learn so much from you. You're like young in age, but so mature in what you're doing, in your job. Not out your job, you're immature.
My heart is racing right now.
No,
Like,
but-
before you get on a roller coaster, I feel like
What's
shit.
your trousers doing there?
Well, I might take them off.
No, but you would assume you've been doing this a long time. You're extremely knowledgeable, not just like on the cameras and stuff. Like you're just not, and you're a fucking good employee at what you do. Negative.
Did anyone agree with that?
I won't listen.
Can I just see a show of hands?
Sorry, I weren't listening. What did he say?
If we could just go around.
Because we've all been sort of been waiting in on whether or not we agree.
No, we don't judge.
Did anyone agree?
What did he say, Jake?
Anyone else?
No,
Jake-
I'd agree with that.
Knowing
I'd agree with that.
JK, he will actually clip that and put that in like some CV thing that he sends out to other jobs. And when we get to where we know we're going to get with sub and following count, it'll just say, and this was said by.
That clip will be an
Negative is fucking hell. Then I mean, you're a brat.
No, done. He said it.
No, you're a brat. Like you're
No, well, I know what that means.
you're just extremely okay. So just think of all the negatives of someone Gen Z, and JK is that. With all the negatives of a Gen Z, you
afraid
don't
I'm-
skip any of them.
You really
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
Remember, Jake.
But your heart is in the right place. You're just you're just born in a different time to me, and sometimes that really
I like that.
rears its teeth. Ugly fucking teeth.
I like that. It makes it sound objective.
But yeah, thank you for your time.
That's
Thank
good.
you all.
Thank you.
And that was a great segment on the podcast, everyone.
And you could be getting a deal in Spain.
Next topic. All right, Wilbur. Positive with you is you're very clearly just a very genuine bloke, and I think that's one of the most redeemable qualities someone can have is just being outright genuine. From the first, it must be very daunting to come to a shoot full of a bunch of lads, even with characters like Johnny there as well.
Yeah.
Just turn up, speaking to us 2 or 3 days before, and still in that scenario be yourself, because how we see you today is exactly how you was at the London club. Like Wesley said, you come across as a little bit ditzy at times, but you're not. Obviously, you're well educated, but I just think it's one of the nicest qualities to have, to be called genuine. And I would say you're very, 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 very genuine lad. So I'd say that is your biggest positive.
Thank you, mate.
Negative, I would say, would be, from what we've seen at the minute, would be the same as West's. You just float in and out of consciousness a little bit out on the golf course. Not all the time. Like, it's nitpicking. It's like it's not often at all. But I would say, yeah, just having like that laser driven focus on the golf course, of like making sure you're filming everything, that we haven't got loads of just footage of your feet, although you're wearing Travis's, which is great. But when we go through me and Jake go through the edit station, there's a lot of your laces on there, which I don't think
Could I give an example of where I caught myself yesterday?
Yeah, we'd love that. Share it.
Yeah.
Westy, we explained the hole. Can I give like a behind the scenes of how it works?
Yeah.
by all
So
means.
my job, we'll come to a tee box and so yesterday Westy's explaining the hole, and then I step back to get basically a camera B shot. And I'm sort of waiting for something to happen while literally holding the camera at my feet. Then I'm like, oh fucking hell!
We
should probably
were
record.
waiting for you.
And we both look at each other, waiting for something to happen. And I'm like, oh fuck! I should probably record
Yeah.
this. And you're like, are you going to use that camera or?
And it doesn't happen often, don't get me wrong.
No.
But yeah, just staying locked in for the full 4.5
But
hours. On
To
the golf
caveat that, you are new to filming golf videos,
Yeah.
and me and I say it is a beast. It's not like
Yeah.
just going to take pictures in a nightclub or something easy like that.
It's
We're
quite
very-
unique.
That we're
What the fuck?
we just have a very, very, very particular way of how we want.
Yeah.
We have a vision which Jake sees now, and trying to get that across to someone who's never filmed a golf video before, and then B,
Is
they're
actually, yeah.
proficient on a camera, but then you're trying to get them to film it in exactly our vision, is going to take time. But obviously, like a basic of if you're a videographer is to make sure you're pointing the camera at the subject.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good place to start. But that would be, I'd say, you're genuine. I think to be genuine is one of the best qualities you can have, and I would say in and out, from down to your core, you're just a genuine young lad. And the negative would be the same as Westy's. Who am I on to next? JK.
Whoa, I feel like it has to end with me, no?
Okay, all roads lead
But,
to JK.
but I also just feel like, just because I don't want to interrupt my own one, we should start with the negative and maybe end with the positive, maybe just to end it
Okay.
all on a nice
No, we have
note.
to keep it in order. We have to do as we've been doing.
Westy. Where to start?
Should we crack a window?
I've known you since I was 8. Your obvious positive is how
You're
Getting
croaking.
emotional.
You're croaking.
is how all in you are on everything. And I think, again, it's like being when you have a passion for something, or when you see, because ultimately when you join the channel, and this is like, I'm just talking from a golf supply standpoint, because obviously we've been best friends for forever, but just from like a quote unquote business partnership standpoint, you believed in the golf supply from very early on, and it's very easy for people to just believe it when it starts to become successful, if you know what I mean. So people will give you your flowers once the flowers are already there, but it's hard. It's very hard for someone to buy into something early doors, but then go all in on it. To almost, because it was my dream to start off with, so, but I think it's even more special in a sense for someone else to decide to like share
To
that
see the
dream
vision
with you,
and, yeah.
and like try it, and then ultimately make that your dream.
Oh, we knew it
as
early
well.
doors.
I know, but I just think that from there, and you'll go to the end of Earth and back with regards to working 48 hours straight just to come to a Mizuno shoot or whatever it might be. Like, you will just make sure that even if there isn't enough hours in the day, you will drag yourself there to be present in there, because it's in the best interest of the golf supply and the channel, and ultimately the best interest to be able to get you guys content and stuff at home. And I think, although I niggle at you a little bit sometimes about, like, oh fucking hell, where's the traces, where's this, where's that, like the amount of hours you do and the amount of sacrifice that you do, I would say is your biggest positive.
But it's needed, because if
No,
we
yeah, I
didn't-
know, but it's
if we-
needed. But then at the same time, like, some people do that, and some people, well, a lot of people wouldn't do it, West. So I would say that's your biggest redeeming quality, of the fact that you've always believed in the channel, and then you've always prioritised the golf supply over your sleep, over your health, over whatever it might be. I think that's been your biggest redeeming quality. Your biggest negative, I would say, you sometimes, when filming, more so with guests, you'll sometimes float in and out of video mode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would say like there's, because I would say for myself, I'm always video first. It doesn't matter if I've got who we've got on, what it is. I'm always thinking. I'm trying to enjoy the moment. I've loved playing with Madders and that, and I would like to think I enjoy the videos as much as you, but I'm always thinking about making sure that the video flows and that we've got
Content is king.
We've got an in, we've got an out, we've got a this, and I feel like sometimes you'll float in and amongst it. You'll start having a conversation about something that's nothing to do with the video, and it might be like whilst I'm trying to do a whole talk over, or a putt will go in and there won't be not like it's a false reaction, but I feel like you're sometimes, more so with guests, with us it's better, but with guests you'll almost, it sounds bad, like
Put
as a
my
negative.
camera down.
Not put your camera down, but it's, do you know what I mean?
Like yeah, I know what you mean. Like you're just as a random example, like if just for example, like with Cole and Johnny, the Ballers episode, he'll be very conscious all the time of making sure that they're standing in the right places, and even though Johnny fucking wasn't half the time,
Oh God.
but you're more with the guests than you are with the video, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a massive
just an
negative,
example,
because
yeah.
like ultimately, well, I'd love to get to a position where
Even
like,
you aren't.
we
doing
don't have to think about the video, and the video just gets shot around us. But I don't think the channel's there yet, and I feel like, because it's probably more so because I edit the videos as well, so I'm always thinking of to be able to get to the next clip, or like a transition to get to this, or I'm trying to give a what is
A
it called?
line.
A voice bite,
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah,
it is,
like
to be able
soundbite.
to like. So I'm playing in the video, but then trying to look at it from an editing standpoint. Obviously, you don't edit the video, so you haven't got that side of it. But that would be my negative. I just think sometimes it would be more helpful from a video standpoint if you were like a bit more engaged in the actual content rather than, and it's just with guests, mainly with guests. But I understand that because like, it's cool playing with Johnny and Madders and all these. But that would be the negative.
Take off my last layer because I'm really hot.
I think it's only human though to like
Yeah, of course it is.
just like
yeah.
such a friendly
Oh,
guy. You
what-
just want to.
Why are you wearing 2 pairs of trousers?
Try
I
to look
didn't
smart
want-
for the pod.
I didn't want to get naked in the car park.
Oh, baby, I'm ready for this.
Tell you what, you could just go. There's mud around them, so I'll just keep them up to here.
Jake Kendall.
Kendall.
What did you want me to
Films.
start with, buddy?
Negative, because we have
No,
to round this out.
positive.
No. But do you not think we have to round this out on a
No,
positive?
this is how we've all been.
No. But it's the end one, and we're gonna end it on all of us going.
No, we'll end on us laughing probably.
No, let's start. Come on, like it's the storytelling format. Start with the negative and end with the positive.
This one's a horror.
My heart's racing.
I'll start with the positive,
Why?
Because we make the rules.
and you listen and don't judge.
Yeah.
I'll
We'll
start with the
make
positive.
Sorry.
To summarise what your positive is for me, Jake, I'm going to tie it into your negative.
Feels like parents' evening. What the fuck?
Okay? So, for how stubborn you are as a person, Westy used a different word, brat. For how stubborn you are, for how 100% you believe in what you say to be correct, true, the best thing, whatever it might be, I would say your positive is the fact that, and it's just purely from a business standpoint, the fact that leading on to what we said with Wilbur with regards to we've got a very specific way of filming our videos, of shooting our videos, of editing our videos. I know it would kill you down to the core for whatever some of the stuff that we do that you think should be done in a different way. But I'm very, very thankful of you that you have laid over from time to time and allowed us to continue creating the videos and doing the videos and the edits and the stuff in the manner that we want to, because I know how much that would pain you. So I think that's a massive positive, especially being 22 years old as well, and the type of character that you are, how much you'll disagree with potential things that we do, but you've still not only went with it, you've sat there and edited videos for 30 hours in that style. You've done this, you've done that. I think that's commendable. I think that's very, very, from a business, this is just purely business.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very
Just business.
good.
You
of
bite your tongue.
Yeah, clearly on certain stuff he bites his tongue, because I'm sure if, I know it's a more niche, you haven't played golf, but you would maybe shoot the videos in a different way to what we do. You'd certainly edit some of the videos in a different way to what we do, but you've almost took that on the chin, which I know how hard that would be to you, and you've like genuinely knuckled down, and like almost cracked like exactly how I edit, how I do this, how I do that, just under my instruction of Jake, can you please just do this? And you've done it. So that would be my big positive. That would be my positive for you.
It goes as easy as that. Jake, can you just do this?
Because I also feel like you are, like, goes without saying how good you are on a camera and how good you are with cameras. Like, you've got the steadiest hand ever. It's like you've got gimbal arm. Like, you've got a very, very steady arm.
I like that.
Negative.
I didn't. Yeah.
Can I just say one?
What the fuck? Yes, you can only say
Yeah.
one.
All right. Well, Westy's already alluded to you being a fucking unbearable little brat, so I don't think we have to go on to that.
Yeah, it's all objective, to be fair. It's all objective.
My other negative of yours would be is how much of a superiority complex you have with regards to
be fair, no.
how you think that you know better than everyone else when it comes to all aspects of anything, with like work life, like social media. You're like fucking Gary V of social media. You know absolutely fucking everything, and anyone else that says anything is completely wrong. You know best. You know best when it comes to just everything. Like, you're the biggest know-it-all in the
Sounds like a
world.
creative director to me.
I think that's a compliment. I think it's a massive compliment.
No, because he's wrong a lot of the time.
Yeah.
No,
He thinks he knows it all,
I don't
and
know.
that's why they both. That for me, that's why they both tie into both. Because for being that type of character, to lay your tools down a little bit and say, right, no, do you know what, we'll edit in I'll learn to edit it in this way, and I'll shoot the videos this way, and I'll do that. That's a big positive. But fuck me, Jake, mate, when it comes down to like it's just
I need an example, because I'm not wrong ever.
You're like, all right, I've got a few.
Never been wrong.
I haven't really thought about these, but I've got a few that just come to my top of my head. Let's use like, I don't know. Let's
Oh, you know.
just random. Let's just take out there. Let's use like short form content as an example. Yeah. Like, you would think, and it's not to sound like a dick or anything, but you would think that, considering we've built a platform up of 60,000 people on Instagram or like blah blah blah, like we would have probably just as much knowledge on you as regards to like what to do on a reel or how a trailer should look or something like that. Whereas if we even give our input on it and it slightly deters to what you think would be optimal performance, we're treated like we're fucking idiots.
Scum.
Yeah, like you're like, what are you talking about, boys?
What?
Are you? No, that is no. And then you voice note, and you're like, no, but you've got to listen to me. Like, you will destroy this reel if you do this. You will.
If you
and
do-
go into like
I don't hate that.
If you do that,
condescending,
because
like,
if you do that 18 seconds, you no, you don't understand.
No,
If
you're
I'm-
listening to me.
If
You
I'm saying
need to
15,
understand.
if
I
I'm
don't
saying
hate
15, you're doing 18. You no, listen. You have to listen to me on this one.
yeah,
I don't hate that.
yeah, that would be my.
Thank you.
That would be the negative.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's going easier.
And I feel like that's quite neutral, because I do feel like there's some positives to that. I feel like you just need someone who just knows everything.
It could be flipped to something.
I feel like you just need someone who just knows everything.
Yeah, but you're just relentlessly always right.
Yeah.
And then the other negative I was going to say, just to fuck it.
But
And
listen,
so, and now this segment's over.
looking forward, going ahead, we got our first trip confirmed.
First two.
First two. But we got our first trip, which will be in Spain, off to Portugal. 2 different areas. We've obviously been to Spain and Portugal, but different areas of which.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
With the team being 4, isn't it weird that you add one person and it just feels like completely different and better?
Yeah.
Like, we're a collective now. I feel like going away will just be better. I think Wilbur has brought good out of you. I feel like
And I have someone to talk to when you guys are doing all
yeah,
the
I
golf
just
stuff.
feel like going forward, the Spain trip in
I'm so excited.
like a month's time is going to be good. Because let's talk about winter golf slightly. It's hard. We played Centurion today. Actually, was in immaculate winter condition. The greens were as good as it was August.
Yeah, greens are summer greens.
Jesus
so
Christ, I
unreal.
didn't see the ball bobble at all. And let me tell you, they were slopey.
Yeah.
And they were playing every single turn, weren't they? Every single nook and cranny of those greens, they were turning. They were quite vicious, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
they
you
were.
would have. I reckon you would have struggled out there.
Nah, probably not.
No, I feel like you might have. But
They're
Yeah.
rolling very true, and you can tell when you get slopey greens and they're rolling like good, it takes all of the break.
Yeah,
like it snaps.
we need to escape this sort of conditions. We need to get in the sun. For you and for us, we need to create content that looks more appealing on camera, and because I can put nothing.
Oh, can I just say something actually?
Yes, of course.
Rolling on from that.
Yeah, of course.
Every shoot we've done as a 4, even if it's not like even if it's been hard or like tough, it's always been like fun. Like, because the energy used to dip and then like towards the end and maybe go, or like, and on camera it might stay up because you guys are like good at like keeping up for camera, but it's all like, I just feel like we've had such high energy.
4 is
shoots
just
the whole
so
time.
different to 3.
So,
you
yeah.
can just
It really
keep
is.
like it.
Not saying it was bad.
It must
with 3,
be the
but it's
biggest jump
more-
up, mustn't it?
Yeah.
Like 2 to 3 was only good on like a professional standpoint.
Mhm.
Like you just made everything easier to film.
You guys could actually do stuff.
So like we
without-
could do
and
stuff,
you could
but
be in the
it didn't
frame
make
together,
me and
yeah.
you be different.
But you took the tripod away from us, basically.
Yeah.
You obviously massively improved the quality of the videos and
Thumbnails.
your input and thumbnails and all of the obvious stuff. But from an actual practicality standpoint,
That's yeah.
that's
whatever.
what I mean. From an actual practicality standpoint, from us on the golf course, we didn't have to now run and put a tripod down on every single hole, which
and
was
you would
massive for us at the
you
time.
would basically, if had apart from the tripod, you were never in the same frame together.
No.
Yeah.
Like, because you were always.
Isn't that
was
weird?
one
For
of you
years,
holding the camera.
on the tripod you'd sometimes see us, but
Yeah.
we were a 2-man golf channel and you never saw us together.
No. So like really, if you chopped in and out of viewing, like watching the TV, you speak to kids, and you were like, "Watch this channel, it's like this," and you're like, "That's good." Oh, he's just that one lad. That's pretty good. He's knocking around Spain, and then someone completely different
think you changed
might be going, "Babe, you got this Westie."
And there's nothing worse than you
You
guys
keep looking away every
filming
time you hit.
Filming you guys, so you're filming him, and he's talking to the camera like above it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas now,
Sometimes
you
them
talk to
little
each
like
other.
Rory Cup ones are quite good. Like we might try and trial a few soon, but like for one of our trips, because there is no of YouTube. But
What the fuck?
oh, sorry. But that works if the channel is built around how it is now, and then you can like, because people will
Yeah.
have context of
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that must be Westie or that must be Ash. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's completely changed. I don't think like 4 to 5. Sorry to the 5th person coming on
5's a
board.
crowd.
I don't think that will really like.
we like.
if
won't-
anything, it
you
becomes
won't
quite
be on-
awkward.
you won't be on
Yeah.
the. You'll be on the floor on the podcast.
Yeah.
If in the
No,
podcast.
you'd
at
yeah.
all.
just be checking the mic.
You could be the
sound over there.
technician. If any, like, think how weird it's going to be.
Yeah,
Like,
we'd have sent them home early.
4 to 5 will just be like the strangest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 is a good number. And yeah, we need to get abroad, like I say, really. One, because I think it's going to be some of the best trips we've had.
So yeah.
Because you've been, like, your negatives in some trips have, like, really reared their teeth, haven't they?
I don't do well in heat.
You've dragged some trips down.
Yeah, I would
single-handedly.
agree. I would agree.
Single-handedly.
Yeah,
Name
you
just
have.
say
Yeah.
what?
No, you have.
Dubai.
I was sick. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna
Egypt.
argue. I was sick.
Summer Bay. Yeah.
Summer Bay. Wait, why?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jay, you
Actually,
just take the feedback. Just take the feedback. You're not great in the heat, no, but you're like, at least if you're dying in the corner from whatever ailment it is you've got at the time, we can still have a bit of a laugh with Wilbur. Because otherwise, with me and Westy, just feel like we're treading on eggshells.
Yeah, I get scared of you sometimes abroad.
You.
Anyway, we talk and we don't judge.
Should we talk about golf?
No.
We can a
What was
little
your
bit.
topic? Did you have a topic?
Well, it won't really fit in very well right now.
Oh, well, okay, go on, just bring it up.
I'll tell you
Anyway.
what, we'll
Well-
jump into an ad. We'll jump into an ad read, and then we can jump into your topic. It'll be a bit of a smoother transition.
Okay.
So, boys, after the launch of our very successful sweepstake on our Recordsman episode at Thorpeness, we are happy to say that they are going to be continuing. And the next sweepstake is posted tonight as you're listening to this podcast at 7 p.m. for our round over at the beautiful Hadley Wood. So if you haven't already downloaded Fairplay, get yourself on the app. If you're a new account holder, you can claim a £5 free bet courtesy of our code, which is in the link to this podcast. You can also unlock all of the other features on the app, which is peer-to-peer betting, sweepstakes on other sports. There's Jackpot 7s, which is going to give you the chance to win a ridiculous cash prize if you select the 7 correct scores on the upcoming footy matches. But mainly, boys, get on the app, download it, and get involved in our sweepstakes on our Recordsman series. Download Fairplay, use our code. It's as simple as that. Let's get back to the podcast.
So my topic I would discuss 4 majors, obviously 3 of them in America, 1 in England. Do you think there should be another, say, Europe? In Europe, Asia? Asia
Oh, so
golf is ridiculous.
So the question is, should there be a 5th major, and should it be somewhere else in the world?
I'm not saying should there, because you can't add another major. It's not how they work. But another tournament that, or just, okay, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Do you want to see more golf in Asia and Europe on the telly?
Doesn't affect me.
Asia,
Okay.
I've never given any thought to.
No.
Europe, I'd like to see more professional tournaments at golf courses I've played. So whether that be like really,
Quinta South.
yeah, Quinta del
Like
Lago or
Monterey.
or Finca Courtesan or Monterey or even UK golf courses, like if they held one at Woodall or if they held one at
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I love watching I think one of the biggest allures about Wentworth is, granted, like we're very lucky to have played it, but I think one of the great things about St Andrews or Royal St George's or when you have, or Troon or whatever, like when they play the Open, one of the things that makes the Open so special is so many people watching that competition have played the golf course.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see, like when we done the Scottish Genesis Pro-Am,
Yeah.
you play the golf course, or what did we do? Yes Links.
Yeah.
So you play Yes Links, and then we don't have to be
Yeah.
the week after, whenever it be 6-8 months after, you then get to watch the pros play that golf course that you've played, because you remember what you've done on the first hole, second hole, third hole.
Yeah,
So for
everyone
me-
loves. Oh, I've parred it.
Exactly,
Everyone
yeah.
loves.
Is it basically you're saying, I might be getting it twisted here, but would we like to see more PGA Tour players playing out? Like, does it have to be so Americanized?
Yeah, it just is so America. Like even say YouTube golf, it does feel just like America.
Yeah, well, they
it's
they
all
are they.
from America.
But they have the weather for it, and
Yeah, I understand
ultimately,
why.
like you can't argue the fact that they as a collective make better content. I know that's because of weather, and there's
Weather.
variables in there.
Better courses,
courses,
constant buggies.
Yeah.
Buggies, and they'll all collab together, and there's more creators to work with and stuff. But to answer your point, that I'd definitely like to see, if we could, 1, 2. You probably couldn't do more than 2, 1 or 2 PGA Tour tournaments in the UK, or like close to home. I'd love to see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
'Cause
because the only one I really know.
you don't have a PGA tournament in the UK anywhere.
No, don't.
It's
no.
just America and Mexico, and maybe they go to a few others.
The thing is, mate. I think it is just America. Well, which Mexico is South America, isn't it? So I think it is.
They
just,
don't travel any.
I think I just like to see more golf in the UK. Like obviously rugby. I like rugby. I like cricket. I can watch rugby and cricket at the highest level in the UK. I feel like it's hard.
Yeah.
You've really got to go out your way to go and watch.
I think Clutch Tier 1, they do sell tickets.
Well, because the DP World
Oh.
Tour,
They didn't
That-
come
what
to,
do they
come to
hold?
UK once.
they hold Wentworth,
Yeah.
But like I don't.
and there are a few in Scotland. They do a couple of events in Scotland. But apart from Wentworth, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, what other DP World Tour event is there in the UK?
I don't think there is. I think that's why the BMW is so special.
Oh, Belfry, the British Masters, which is
No, I think that
DP
moves
World
around.
Tour.
I don't think it's guaranteed to be Belfry.
Oh, is it not?
It's been Close House before.
Yeah, but it's in the UK.
British Masters. I think that's what. Actually, guys, I've just had a recount, and my vote's going to be. I think BMW and
Is
the.
that is a DP World Tour event, I believe.
Do we know?
Mate, not a clue.
Anyway, if
I
it
would've-
is, if it is or if it isn't,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
2 DP World Tour events in England throughout the whole season. No PGA Tour events in the UK. So,
Realistically, we are just a tiny island. I know we're a big player in the world, but we're
Scotland kind of invented the game though, so you think we could maybe have a little bit.
yeah. Maybe send someone knock a drive down south.
And there's like for population of golf courses to land mass, we're right up. We've got some good golf courses here in.
Well,
in the
shove.
UK.
Well, sorry, okay, you got that for Wentworth. We
Yeah.
could shove another one definitely down up the north somewhere. Liverpool got a handful of fucking.
No,
good
I'd
ones.
agree with you. Will. I think
Yeah,
when it goes to, go on,
I
mate.
just love to see, like a master. Obviously, the Masters, and you can't recreate these massive tournaments, but it's probably just because I live here. But like Twickers, London Rugby, it's the biggest rugby venue in the UK. It's just on my doorstep. Like I'd like that with golf. Obviously,
Yes,
Mm.
you'd like to
obviously
see
that's just
more.
because that's where I live. But
Mm.
I just want to see, like I want to see Scotty Scheffler, Tiger, like all the big names on my doorstep. That's just what I want.
That sounds slightly selfish.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay, because you sort of went down the line. I think of like wanting to see more English golf to be like, oh boys, we could try and get a tee time there, or like because Scotty just
Well, yeah,
teed
that
it up
too.
at Wallasey or whatever. But then it
I
went,
just want it all. I
yeah.
want it all.
then it
Yeah,
went a little
actually.
bit like selfish. Like I
Like,
want
I don't really
Tiger.
want to travel to see these people.
Yeah, I want to look
No.
out my window and
Don't.
Tiger's teeing it up. it went crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't agree with you on that point, but I do agree with you. It would be nice to have at least the option to go and watch some the highest level quality golf in our country, at least. I mean, I travel for it, but yeah, we don't have much here, do we?
That's the problem.
I don't know, it's weather dependent, but we have you'd like to think if they come and play between June and September, they'd be able to get a couple of events in.
Yeah, well, there's courses down in Kent that hold out all year. And not just Kent, sorry, but like I'm talking because it's got the 3 links courses down there that can hold out all year round anyway. So yeah.
Thanks for that, Will.
Yeah,
no problem. Isn't it strange that the content creators in America never have to go through what we go through in some rounds? Like, okay, hard done by.
Mate, I see. I sent it to you in a chat, didn't I? And it's not me saying before anyone takes it out of context, I'm not a better golfer than any of these people. They're much better at me at golf. But when Grant and the Bryan Bros did their major cut thing, they're standing on the first tee on the range hitting balls, and they were like, it's going to be tough out there today. I can't remember what video it was. It's going to be tough. It's blowing like 15 miles an hour. Yeah. It just made me laugh. Well, like today and yesterday was like 25. Like, it's just constant.
You lads say that, but you play the Century in really nice courses. The average golfer is playing the kind of like the course I play, for example. It's what the average golfer will play, and even like you don't really see that because you don't play. And it's worse. It's
we're golf toffs, is what you're saying.
Nah.
Again,
see that? To quote you, we are snobs about where you play.
We have actually. Well, no, we're privileged to be golf.
Yeah,
like when
but
I don't
it's
have
completely understandable.
I think, like them boys never have to. For example, they don't have to drag their shoes out the back of a boot and then know they're going to get muddy and then clean up. They don't have to get muddy footwear. Isn't that mad? Mm-hmm. You will never ever see any of the good boys or Grant or Micah or any of them on YouTube with any mud on their footwear, and that says it all. Yeah, I'm very jealous, very very envious. They can just create, and they're and one thing to note, they're in shorts every single YouTube video.
Have they ever worn trousers for a YouTube video?
They do sometimes, but like, listen, it is very. I've never seen, for example, any of the Bob Does Sport blokes in shorts. I've never seen many trousers. I haven't seen Grant recently in trousers. Yeah.
He doesn't shut up about those joggers. Can we say
his
joggers are terrible?
Clip. Phil Mickelson says otherwise.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, well, he's wrong. He's wrong.
But I feel like they've stuck around in America because
they don't know how to dress themselves.
This is generalised, like massive generalisation here. I don't mind if you put this on TikTok.
Oh,
actually, this can be clipped.
What time was this?
The UK just has a stronger fashion sense than America.
Oh, 100%.
Like they're still a big skinny jean culture over there, and like people who want cuffed bottom trousers and stuff.
Worst.
Like
it's
that
horrible.
was
they're 10 years behind.
That was 7. Yeah, I mean like the high end fashion. Don't worry, there's very fashionable people in America, and trends actually start. I would say trends start in America and then bleed over to here with the fashionable people. But as far as like general public goes,
Gen pop,
like their dress sense.
You only got to look at like YouTube content creators, not just golf, non-golf, and like they're definitely behind.
Look at the brand Young LA moving all their American clothes to England. None of it looks good.
No,
not one piece of it looks good.
I always think golf fashion in America isn't really thought about much because it's just t-shirt and shorts. You can't really fuck that up.
It's very traditional.
Yeah. Whereas here, I feel like you lads like think about it a bit more.
It's a bit more quirky.
You've got like layer. Think about there's just more going on. You can't fuck up t-shirt and shorts.
That is true. Like if we played in Portugal year round, like our outfit to Portugal, I'd just find some nice shoes, trainers, whatever.
Nicky Polo and some G4.
And just put on some plain, rotate 3 colours of shorts and just whack any polo on, and that's like you don't really think about your outfit.
No, that is true.
So yeah, maybe.
But the tight primo trouser things are fucking dead, man.
But when they do when they do get cold and have to think about an outfit, it's still fucking diabolical.
Phil Mickey signed with them, or like he's a primo athlete now, isn't he? Because like Grant was winding him up that he's an employee of Grant's.
Strange, isn't it? How crazy is that though? How far, like, even just to watch it over the last, I would say 18 months, as early as the last 18 months or the last 12 months. No, in fact, I'd go less than that. Over the last, say 12 months. Just how dominant YouTube golf is now. I don't even think there's an argument in there for the debate there of what's more influential, influential or powerful, the tour or YouTube golf.
Yeah, no, it's not an argument, no.
And I think it's over the last 12 months that's happened. Yeah. The transition has completely shifted now. I remember saying, I might have even said it on a podcast when we first had this, or I've definitely said it in a clip somewhere, that I said give it 3 or 4 years and YouTube golf will be bigger than.
I was watching it yesterday. I was literally watching it in that Airbnb yesterday.
What is it?
It's on TikTok. Yeah, you were like, give it 3-4 years, and I think this is year 2 of that because of how old it is. YouTube golf would be on top.
It's probably 2 years, a year or 2 years ahead of when I said, but it
is absolutely.
You're like, there's more, and I'm talking about the demographic of golfers that are coming through now, like the new future golfers. There's more Grant Horvat, and that's why Bryson's a smart bloke. He's done it. He's young himself. He's done it on purpose. He saw where it was going. But there's more Grant Horvat, good. Bob Does Sports. There's more of those golf fans than there is Rory McIlroy fans now, or Scotty Scheffler fans. There just is.
Maybe not Rory and Scotty.
No, new generation coming.
Oh,
through.
okay. I definitely
Not
agree
current
that.
golfers.
I definitely agree that if you, I used to say top 10. I'm now going to go as far as saying like pretty much top 5 to like 8. Take them out of it. You could play golf and you'll walk past these people like the newer gen. Whereas if Good or Grant walk past in a golf club, more people nowadays are going to start turning heads.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, the proof in the pudding is if you go on Grant's Instagram or Good's Instagram, or all of them individual, and look at their followers.
Yeah.
Then go and search not your John Rahms, not your McIlroys, not your Brooks, not your Brysons. Go and search your top 20, your top 50
You can't even think of
golf players
Yeah.
in the
No.
entire
Like, who's around?
world. Even Fitzpatrick, known. Like all these people, then go and look at their followers.
Well, what do we think? Let me just have a look at Fitzpatrick.
Let's
And it's not calling out. Like I love Fitzpatrick.
I'm trying to think of like a rogue golfer that.
Let's bring up like
people
a top
don't know.
15 each, and it just proves the point. Like I'll bring up Grant, for example.
But like you say, it's not an argument. Like
Well, Grant Horvat 800k.
people a couple years ago say the older people, I say older, like 50 to 60-year-olds, like people we see around here, they'd say, oh, it's YouTube. Like they'd just be like, you know what people were like, say 5 years ago? It's like social media. Like, what is that?
How
But
funny
now
was that?
it's
How
like-
funny was that at Brocket Hall when we was having our food with them? That bunch of lads. It's like, well, they're just fucking idiots, and all they do is YouTube these days. They can't do anything
yeah.
else.
Well,
Remember?
Okay, mate,
Where-
I haven't
where
heard
was
that.
No, we played Brocket Hall with Wilbur when we come and played that day.
Yeah.
Oh,
After-
Hanbury.
Manor, sorry.
Yeah.
After me and Westy were just having some food, you'd gone home. I think we were filming the pod actually, weren't we? We were waiting to film the pod.
Oh, fuck me, yeah, it was, yeah.
So the previous podcast that you watched, that was filmed at Hanbury Manor, and we were sitting down having some lunch, some dinner before we was going up to film it, and there was like a group of like 4 or 5 blokes sitting around the table. They'd just finished, and they were going, "But kids these days are just fucking idiots. They can't do anything. What they do is fucking YouTube or this or that because they literally can't do anything else. They just have to pick a camera up and film like and going into they were like going in, wouldn't they, about it like over and over.
So they have
and
our
over.
podcast box.
Yeah, exactly. With our camera equipment on, just with a mic up to my mouth like this. Like.
I was actually like finishing off a couple of traces. You were quickly adding them to Ballers episode 2, and we were like,
Matt Fitzpatrick 296,000. So there's a following there, but if you compare that to any of the top 10 to 15 YouTube channels,
yeah,
it's less followers, and he won the US Open 2 years ago.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Major winner.
Yeah,
No,
strange. Well, it's not strange, but it was always moving that way. I also think it will be very interesting. I find I take a little bit of a keen eye to when you hear news of like DJ being not renewed with TaylorMade after 12 years.
mm-hmm.
I think part of that strategy on TaylorMade side is because that then allows so much more budget now to be probably put in to social media golf.
Yeah.
Like think how much DJ must have been getting paid on his TaylorMade
Hefty.
contract. And he's the type of guy, and fair play to him. I know he done a YouTube video recently, but he don't want to be on camera.
No.
He don't want to do content. He don't want to do any of that. So his stock value, when back in the day he didn't have to, and no one was doing it, so they all done their deliverables, and he'd turn up for his...
And he was placing well constantly. That was his...
placing
deliverable,
well.
yeah.
He'd turn up for his TaylorMade shoot, or he'd blah, blah, blah. Whereas now, it's better money spent from TaylorMade to not have Dustin Johnson, multiple major winner, like a killer for years, still is now, but more so for years, an absolute dog. It's now probably better to save budget and spend that on upcoming social media golfers and influencers than it is to Dustin Johnson.
Well,
and that's just where we are.
It's good for the pros as well, because look at Bob Does Sport. They do it really well, and they get all the Callaway boys on.
Yeah.
They've had Xander Schauffele, John Rahm, the young lads, who's Travis
Homer was
Matthew.
in there as well.
Callum, yeah, like and it's just phenomenal as well for the brand in itself, and it gets the
and
pro.
the players as well.
Yeah,
Because I
100%.
didn't really like Xander Schauffele. I've seen him on a video. I'm
How
like,
good
oh,
was
he's
that
one of the
video?
boys. Like,
I said
like
to
him
Ash
now.
straight away, I said, how funny was it in
Yeah.
that video? That's one of the better YouTube videos, or with a pro. If you haven't actually watched that, Bob Does Sport with
Xander
Xander Schauffele. Oh my fucking god, he is
One of the
so
lads.
funny.
Yeah, he's just one of the boys,
Yeah.
which
I
you
think-
don't see on tour. You
No,
just don't.
no.
And think as well, so it's not overly promoted in that. It's not shoved down your throat, but we all know that's a Callaway get together.
Yeah, yeah.
So the marketing's working.
Yeah.
But no
So-
one. I'm not fussed by that. Like,
No, of
I'm
course you're
not
not.
fussed by that
Of
at
course
all.
you're not. Like,
Yeah.
But
it's
a
the
small percentage are.
Yeah, it's the perfect blend. If you potentially think, if you're a Bob Does Sports fan already, or if you're a Xander Schauffele fan already, they're both signed but to the same equipment provider. They all get together. They're all using their AI smokes or their
Elite.
Callaway Elites. They're all blah, blah, blah. There might be a little bit of chitter-chatter about Callaway, or they've got their Callaway tour bags, this and that. But you're bringing all of these people, you're bringing high-level, like the best golfers in the world together with the best personalities in the world. And although it's not the narrative of the video, you all know it's a Callaway video.
Yeah.
So it serves
Yeah,
its
yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
It's the same as whenever Grant, when he was more doing stuff with TaylorMade, if he had any of the boys on, he was doing things, you know it's a TaylorMade video without TaylorMade being shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect blend.
I think
Yeah.
the brands just sign people who have far more influence on the people that are going to spend money with their brand. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's like Tacoma, for example, a new brand making clubs that, if you heard about this brand, it's like, oh yeah, we make clubs that are like just as good as TaylorMade but half the price. It's like, all right, like,
Yeah.
no. But then you see Luke Kwan, all these players. I've
Well,
seen
Grant
people
now.
buy them.
Grant.
You like, I knew if you didn't have, if Tacoma wasn't signed to all these people, there's no way you'd buy them.
No.
But people do. It works.
I've
Like,
got to be honest, because we're always honest on this podcast.
We
I have-
listen and we don't judge.
I have to be honest when it comes to Tacoma. What they've done from a marketing standpoint, I don't think it's necessarily like great work. It's great work in the sense of who they've signed, the money they've put into it, how they've gone all in onto that aspect of their marketing by signing creators, giving out shares to creators and all that sort of stuff. I don't see how that brand is sustained for how it becomes a top golf brand. I just don't think it does. I think like it's just not. It's not a top golf brand. I look at their marketing standpoint of you can throw all of the money in the world to these, and maybe if it generates enough, it baffles the shit out of me where they get all this money from. Tacoma, like they must have fat, hefty investors there to be able to put this amount of money into it, because surely the sales can't be making, but they're putting it all
They're
back
playing
into
long
the company,
game. They're
which
playing
is
long
fine.
game, yeah.
But I just don't. I've tested their clubs. They're not terrible by any stretch of imagination. They felt, I don't know if they've updated since then. They felt very firm off the face. They're very like sharp around the edges. They're a much different shape. But I just can't see, and it might be narrow-minded for me, I just can't see how they ever become a household established name in the golf industry.
And I don't think new brands can do that, which is.
Well, Lab did, but Lab come with something
Well,
that
they
never been
focus
done
on
before.
one thing
Yeah.
as well.
But-
You got to think it'd be really hard as a brand now, wouldn't it, to break into the market?
Yeah.
It'd be like
Sure.
nearly impossible.
I get like so many golf adverts when I hang around with you guys because they just come up on Instagram. And the only reason I know Tacoma is because every time an ad comes up, there's like a person's face next to it, like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's just like a YouTuber brand, like in my head. Like when I see it, it's not like Callaway or like Ping. or
Yeah,
that,
it
it's
would
like
be
a
impossible.
YouTuber
If
brand.
Ping were born now and they had phenomenal fairway wood, it would still be so hard for them to break
Yeah.
into the market.
But I think that's why Tacoma is going to potentially struggle. And don't get me wrong, they've done it the right way. They've put all of their eggs into the social media basket. Their marketing's a little bit edgy, a little bit quirky. Like they try to play a bit of the bad boy role in the space of just saying it how it is, and that's all great. That's brilliant. Signing the creators is brilliant. Putting all your money into that. But one, I don't think the product wows anyone when they get it. No one goes, fuck me, these Tacoma irons are banging, or woods. I don't know if they do woods or.
No, just
Oh, no.
irons.
They've brought out. They've brought out Woods and Driver.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I feel like.
But people aren't playing them.
Yeah.
For a reason, people aren't
Like,
playing.
yeah, I
them.
didn't
No,
know.
okay.
I didn't even know they were.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
No, there. But I don't. And it's very hard with an iron, isn't it? You can't. It's not like when you pick up the Lab. It was noticeably different with like zero torque and.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, maybe you'd know if you're like a tour level striker, but we're talking Joe Blogs. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
an irons. Yeah.
So I just feel like it's hard. I just think people are always going to lean more towards. It's fantastic value for £600 or whatever it is, but I just feel like people are always going to lean towards But yeah, I could just go get some second-hand T100s for that price.
I think golf fans just have their favourites. It's
Yeah.
like it's a known thing that people
Yeah,
go
that's
into a
true.
fitting knowing what they already want.
No, that's
People,
true.
if you want tightless irons, you're not gonna get anything else. You like TaylorMade fanboys. They're not. They.
Well, I
Good
think-
luck convincing him to buy Tacoma.
I think every person who plays golf, they know what they want their bag to look like.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I know, like if you said to yourself a summer, you'd say like, right, I did. If you had you could just go and grab it off shelf. Like you'd have in your idea, you know exactly what bag you're gonna get, you know exactly what drivers, iron, wedges, and it would take a lot of something to, because that's the bag I built in my head. I built a bag. I know what I want, so that's where that's why loads of people don't go custom fitting, because they'll just know what they want. Yeah, okay, I want to get a Ping G430 and some Mizuno and like 243, so I'm just gonna go on eBay or find them somewhere because they're what I want in my bag.
And I also think as well, it's fantastic for like the average consumer, the average person at that price point. But I think it's also a downfall from as well, because people want the expensive stuff, the good
you
stuff.
want the new expensive shiny thing. Of course you do.
It's like what Scotland done when they clocked on to, was it you? Who
It's tea times up in Scotland.
Yeah. So only going back, I think, and again, don't quote me on this because I might be wrong, but as little as like 8 to 10 years ago, I think you could get tea times at King's Barnes for like 80 quid, 100 quid, just like very respectable prices for the golf courses what they are. Not overly still on the expensive
still on
side.
the upper side.
Yeah, still on the upper side, but for how prestigious and great them golf courses are. But what they clocked onto is 70% of their tourism is people coming over from America because of St Andrews and because of like the history around that area and the golfing community just wanting to visit Scotland. 70% of the tourists are American, and American prices for golf
And
are
Asians too.
and
With
Asians.
loads of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And their
that's true.
prices for golf over in America and Asia probably,
Yeah.
if you want to go play a public golf course, you're looking at $120, $130 for a round of golf at like a normal golf course.
Yeah.
So when they were coming over to Scotland and they're seeing, not knowing Kings Barnes, everyone knows the old course, but they might not know Kings Barnes or Prestwick or Trump Turnberry or whatever it might be. They're seeing it at £100, $120 and thinking the golf course is shit.
Yeah.
So they weren't playing it. So that's why now Kings Barnes 400 quid around or something. Because when people come over and you see £400 for that golf course, you instantly think, well, that's a golf course I can't play. That's a fucking good one. I've come all the way over from Scotland. I want to play the best courses. And I feel like there's a little bit of that in Tacoma as well.
Yeah.
People want although we moan, I'm so against drivers being at £600 and stuff like that now. I just think it's obscene amount of money to be spending on one club. But in the same breath of that, not because it's £600, but it plays into it. You want the new Titleist GT2 at 529 quid, but also because it's from Titleist, expensive. It's premium. It's that you.
If they release another one that was exactly the same for £700, you'd immediately, without any research, think it was like a better product.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like clothing. It's like Louis Vuitton and Gucci's whole business model, pretty much, is because they're so expensive. That's why it's just a demand.
Yeah.
It's because it's so expensive.
It
like,
looks
it's
loud.
it's like
so when you
unobtainable.
buy it, it's like, oh, look how much
Yeah,
money
it's
I've
like
got.
unobtainable.
Yeah.
So then, because Gucci don't do sales, they just burn all their stuff they don't sell. Because then if they sell stuff at a lower value, then people start it like
devalues the brand.
yeah, it doesn't look as good.
Yeah, they were
Throughout
like, did
related
you
to
know
golf,
Gucci and
but-
Louis Vuitton used to send the competition's product to people like Katie Price and like Gemma Collins to make the brand look like tackier and shit.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That's
But-
true.
That is true. Yeah. We'll
Oh,
go
really?
type in Gemma Collins Gucci or like Katie Price.
I've
Louis
just thought she was
Vuitton.
Gucci balling in her days. But yeah, I think it's probably a positive and a negative. You'll get a big cluster of people that are potentially buying Tacoma irons because they are £600. But I feel like the wider market, the mass market, because golf's an expensive sport. It's a very expensive hobby. Well, it's as expensive as you make it. You want to make it, but as you progress through golf, you constantly start spending more and more and more. You might
And
start off with Tacomos, but then they're never going to want to be. You're always going to want something, quote unquote, better.
Yeah.
In the same breath, I do believe that having the correct technology and certain technology definitely aids golfers.
Yeah, of course.
Not to the extent that us golfers like to believe it aids us.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it is mental, and I will stand so firm on when it comes to iron technology. There's only, especially for the irons that you're now playing as well, actually, that style of iron, either certainly a blade, but even like a muscle cavity back, not a big chunky one where they've got springs in the back and this and that. That's obviously going to make it perform differently. But when it comes to irons, like unless you hit the middle of the face, You hit down on it a little bit. There's nothing. It's all on you.
Yeah, I know it, and I'll fall for it forever.
Yeah,
and
but
I don't care.
But you want to fall for it.
Yeah, I want to spend all my money on something because it's going to make me feel good.
Well, you're
It's not
saying
play any better, but it's going to make me feel
you're
good.
saying
That's
you
what I
just
really
had
care
a
about.
Scotty Cameron delivered yesterday or today?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Will that make your putting better?
It'll make it worse,
Yeah.
but it looks fucking flair, so
Yeah.
I don't care.
Do you know what? I just want to interrupt that.
Oh, I know what's coming. I know exactly what's coming.
Yeah, sorry. Golf supply wise, you ordered a new driver last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ping G430.
Yeah.
Never told us about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just dropped it to me today because we were like, oh, in future, could you just maybe put it in the group because we could like talk, like, oh, boys just ordered G430. And we're like, oh, fucking
Or we
hell.
can try and save you a bit of money.
Yeah, or like, hey. Yeah, but like to discuss it and to aid, and then like you them today, like, yeah, like, I haven't even, I lent you my lab, and you're like, yeah, not even like hit that yet.
I
I've
still
got
play golf.
got Scotty yesterday, and I'm like,
But that's what we mean by he comes across as a bit of a dim low.
why didn't
But
you?
he's not. He's
No.
just in his own
Why
world.
can
I genuinely
why
don't
haven't we
think it
seen this
crosses his
Scotty
Well,
brain.
I was
Cameron-
confused that they want to know every purchase
Why haven't
I
we
made.
seen the Scotty Cameron yet?
You
That
haven't
is
asked.
weird. Like, it's like, I tell them when I buy stuff that's not even like
But
golf
like
supply
you lads
related.
get so much golf stuff that I'm like, it's just another putt. Like if it was a Circle T, you'd fucking know
But
about
I
it.
still
but
want
like-
to see it.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
We have a keen interest in what you're
Yeah.
like.
All right, well when I go home, I'll send you a picture of it.
Thank you.
I'd like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I would like. Jake,
Yeah.
would you like that?
I wouldn't mind it.
Alright.
It's that
Because
the one that-
you'd still say, oh, that looks nice.
that's the
wouldn't
one that the thing he had, isn't it? Just like a not.
I understand
Right.
if in review season, if we get sent a shit ton of stuff, we're not just gonna bang everything in it because it's boring. But if you've made a purchase for your bag, like a new purchase, then I would
but
like
I
to see that.
also I do that all the time. I get my
Well, then the head
my
group chat's going
use-
to pop.
When I first started, was it 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, something.
And they asked what's in the bag. I sent them a video. If you look at that video now, I think there's one club that's the same.
I know,
and
but
that's-
you now
that's
on-
my
you're
Ben
now on the
Ross
fat
3-wood.
rags. That's
Yeah.
why you're paying big. You're getting paid big bags now, fam.
I still haven't been.
Why did you look at
Why
Jake then?
did you look at me?
Did I?
Yeah, oh, no,
It looked
you-
at me and it was like a little, like a rapey
Help
grin.
me. It was like, help me. He looked.
Oh no, I thought it was like a.
I didn't even realise I looked at him.
Big bags now.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Ben Ross 3-wood will never go. Love
Yeah.
that thing.
It's like your Stenson Rusty.
But yeah, I want to see your things that you
Yeah,
buy,
share it
so
with us,
just
Wilbur.
put 'em in
Yeah,
the-
what-
Alright,
and Jake,
well,
what is it you
well,
got yesterday?
He got Scotty Cameron.
yeah.
And if you got a Circle T,
Then it would.
Oh,
no.
you are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
better.
yeah.
A Circle T. You weren't near the fucking.
is that
end of
sorry?
it.
Is that not a T?
Did
Is
you
that not
like?
just a
Did
T?
you like Cole's?
Is that a T?
Did you like Cole's tour at?
Yeah, I was speaking to him. Oh, he's in that fairway, and I was picked up. I was like, fucking hell. Then he was like, oh yeah, Johnny got me that for my birthday. I was like, fuck, that's some birthday present. I want my best mates to get me a Circle T.
But,
For my
but Cole
birthday.
did get Johnny a Rolex for his. So.
Circle T.
Scotty Cameron Circle T. They're just they're. It's the
It's like,
same.
it's like the tour version of the.
Thing is, are they
Park
the
Six.
same as the Scotty I've got? It'll be the same.
No, it's different metals and stuff used in.
Oh, it's
Circle
different.
Ts.
It's actually different.
Yeah,
like-
it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I think in it, Jake. I think the one they use on tour acts is the one they use like vibranium from Black Panther.
No, I don't think
That
it's that
suits.
one.
No, it's GSS
Yeah, yeah,
still.
yeah.
It stands for something. GSS. It's different. It's a different composite.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh,
To
would you-
GSS.
Mm.
Would you want like a Scotty Cameron putter collection?
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
every
think that's
golfer?
yeah, I think that's my like dream.
Yeah.
What's
I
so
would.
nice about them?
They're just like.
I
it's
prefer
just
them
a
as collectibles than I do actually putters.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think
wouldn't
they're
get-
beautiful.
I wouldn't play with them. I just.
You got one yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that just the start of the collection?
What Scotty is it? Do you know what?
Yeah.
model
Can you
is?
get a picture up
Super
now?
Select.
Can you get a
What,
picture?
what though?
It's a blade.
What, like a Newport or?
No, it's Super Select. It's not.
Just get a
maybe-
photo up. That would really help us,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, okay.
That's a Newport. Show me it.
Yeah, it says Newport.
Yeah, select Newport. What are you talking about? It's a Super Select. Shut your fucking mouth. No one
It says Super Select there.
Yeah, but it's a Newport.
It's
Grip-
a Newport.
The grip is so nice, and the head cover is
Yeah.
lovely, ain't it?
Yeah, their head cover game's got so much better. Their older ones I didn't really rate as much.
I love the face. I like the back. I don't really like. I hate. What do you call like the neck? That sort of neck. I hate that. The blade.
Right
Flange.
neck things.
The flange. I think it's the flange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nice putter though. To be fair.
But have you seen the Scotty Cameron customise bit where you can send it off and you can get all the paint stamps and shit? So I'm gonna do that and just make it blue and white. I think. So it's mine, and it will have bath bag written on it.
What
Bath
bag?
Bath bag, yeah.
Why not?
What's
Wilbur?
bath bag?
That's like that's another nickname.
Oh, we nearly went Sean Connery then, didn't he? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I should have.
That's just another nickname.
That's just wrong.
Yeah. So we was playing over at Thorpe Nest, and
Anyway,
for those who haven't seen the video, we got called out for cheating. Michael, tell them.
Well,
explain the situation.
You got called out for cheating.
I got called out for cheating. Yeah.
Well, two actually. I'll explain the sweepstake one, and you explain the tea.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Over to you.
Okay, so we did allude to this last time, sweepstakes, and hopefully you're watching if you just only watch our videos and you're one of the people. Effectively, today is the 19th of February, so we filmed a recordsman at Centurion. I obviously won't say the score. So that's filmed, it's on the memory card, it's the SD cards, it's going onto the hard drive tonight when Ash gets home. The sweepstake will not open until 3 days prior to us publishing the video. So that could be a week and a half, depending on our schedule and where we're at. So let's call it a week and a half. It opens 3 days before, and you enter and you get given a score. You don't, just to clarify, you don't pick the score.
Yeah.
It's a raffle. You get given the score by the servers of Fairplay. So Ash's dad did win 50 quid on the last video. However,
he bought two randomised numbers.
So he won 40 quid.
Yeah.
He bought two.
Thorpe Nest, he would have known what we shot, perhaps. I didn't tell any of my friends that entered because I feel like it takes that away. But we played the round, and then the sweepstake goes out like 3 days later. You get given the score, random generated, and then obviously the video gets published. Do you know what I mean? It should be easy enough to comprehend. If not, then...
But someone didn't, and they commented saying it seemed like a scam.
We physically cannot fix the results because the results are already done. The video is filmed.
We tried.
Trust me, I tried.
Will bought 5 entries and didn't win. I bought
and I was like, I'll just buy enough tickets until we get the winner. And
you
it doesn't
entered
work
5 times. You entered twice, and you entered once.
Yeah.
And I didn't because I actually was scared that we were going to get called cheating if we won. So, but we entered 8 times, and none of us won any money.
Yeah.
T.
Yeah. So it's not the sweepstakes is as clean as it physically can be.
I wish it was. I wish I could.
We believe in a
Steal
clean
your money,
sport.
but
We
yeah.
believe in a
We
tested
do.
sport, USADA, authenticated sport.
Yeah. The second one that we got called out for was, and I'll tell you what happened. It's unfortunate because I've deleted the video. I could just show them the full
This is such
it's so annoying. But basically, on one of the holes on Thorpe Nest, but this is the logic of people I don't really understand. On whatever hole it was, I think it's back 9 as a par 4. No, it weren't. No,
Wait, now, real quick.
We're still on a duff the chip.
Oh, okay.
It
11th.
does seem just before you.
11th.
I get that you might think that they're stupid, but like it does. I can see where they're coming from.
It's
I
the
can
11th
definitely see
hole.
where they're coming from.
I can. Well, yeah, but
I don't play golf, but I can see.
But
where
I mean,
they're coming from.
you'd think common sense would prevail. Okay, so let me explain the situation.
11th hole.
11th hole, Thorpe Nest, par 4. Westy hits first. Westy bangs driver down the right hand side. Good drive down the right, like very good drive down the right. We've got. Well, you see where we're playing our next shot from. I must have found this tee on the floor. It was in my bag or whatever. I then pull a orange castle tee, which that's the only castle tee I have in my bag. I don't know where the fuck it come from. I pull this tee out of my pocket.
Outrageous height they are as well.
The orange one, massive, fucking huge. Pull this tee out of my pocket to take my go because that's what we're doing. We're playing a scramble. Put it in the floor. I don't know. I haven't watched that bit of the video back. Do I put the ball on the tee?
I think the ball's on the tee, right? And then
I don't know. Anyway, Originally, I put my ball on an orange castle tee, and I can remember going, "That's fucking so high!" Like the whole ball was hanging over the top of my driver crown. So I've chucked that tee away and put one of my tees in the floor to hit my driver. Obviously, didn't think fucking anything of it. Some cunning eye person has commented saying that I've retaken the shot because it was a different tee, and the tee was on the floor in the video. And this is the part which I struggle to comprehend that people can't understand is we've just played an 18-hole scramble round Thorpe Nest. On the same hole, on the very next shot, I fat my wedge 8 yards in front of me and make myself look like an absolute prick.
your worst shot I've ever seen.
Yeah, you
so
look like
bad.
a complete... You look like a dickhead.
For the 3 holes leading up to that, on the 9th, I hit my 4-iron into the tree.
Yeah, it was
Terrible
so bad.
shot.
So bad.
On the 10th, I pull my 9-iron 30 yards left of the green. Chop dog.
Trio, sorry.
And then I think on 11 as well, I then pull my 6-iron left of the green. We don't get up and down. It's one of the holes we make bogey on. when I chip it and it falls out dead.
Yeah.
So I go for a stretch of 3 holes of playing like a 12 handicap, 15 handicap golf.
We'll call it 15.
I wasn't shanking it.
The lowest.
We'll call it
holes.
15.
Yeah, not shanking it, but chopping it. And my golf ain't great at the minute. But then people think that I've then decided just to randomly retake that drive.
Yeah, when you think about it like
No,
that.
no, just a caveat to that. We play a scramble.
already
We
in play.
we actually play my ball, and so it's very much in play. If he was going to retake, it would make more sense if I've hit one of my like not so good drives. You know, if you're
I struggled to like and I agree with so many of you. We've seen it firsthand with some people. People do retake shots on YouTube. That is a thing that happens all the time across loads of channels. Yes, I completely agree with you. But you must just look at this from a logical standpoint. We see Westy every single video. If he's not driving the ball well, rat the ball. No, this is the truth. Rat the ball left into shit over and over again. You see me spray it into bushes or hit bad shots all the time, every video. And we just shot 2 under round Thorpeness after being 3 under through 9 holes. Where do you think the cheating in this is coming? If we was to cheat, trust me, if we had the time or we could be bothered to cheat, we would be shooting 15 under every single video.
It would take forever as well.
No, but he is right. If you're not going to treat, you would be out there for.
No, but it's just like it's like you're going to laugh at this. It's not that I care because I genuinely find it funny when I read stuff like that because I struggle to like have that comprehension there of how you can watch our videos from watching us hit shanks to tops to shooting anywhere between 7 under to when we was in Spain, La Finca, we had the golf course to ourselves. We was under no stress whatsoever, and we shot level par.
Abu Dhabi National level par.
Abu Dhabi National, we shot level par. But
and we had all the time in the world.
Finca would be a prime example of that as well. We had buggies. Yeah. There was not many people. It was out of season. We had the golf course to ourselves. We parred the first hole, birdied the second hole, and then went 16 straight pars in a row. Missed every single putt inside 6 foot. If we were to cheat, trust me, we're not shooting level par in a fucking scramble.
No.
So just bear that in mind. I don't know if the person who commented that is watching this podcast. We are the fucking real deal on there. You watch us struggle, you watch us when we win, and you watch us when we lose. And that is, we don't have the time for that shit.
Wilbur, sign us out. Newest addition to the team, sign us out.
Because you watched all of the podcasts, you know how to do this.
That was podcast 19.
What podcast is it?
Was that 19 or 20?
19.
It's what's the title of this going to be?
We are the #1 podcast for golf in the world.
We are the #1 podcast for golf in the world. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
Good night.
God bless.
God bless. Should we say a couple more negatives on Jake before
Jake, are you getting away now? Are you going now? Well, did you need to go out to the toilet, like you said? If you need to leave the room, you're more than welcome.